I've got a lot of room to the right side of this fairway, and if I execute this shot correctly, the disc has plenty of room to fight out, fly, and get back to the basket.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Swirl.
Okay, I'm going to talk to you about that forced turnover flex shot today. Okay, first thing that we need to focus on this shot is that the shot is going to be moving from the left side to the right side on this type of shot shape. Maybe even finishing at the end with a little bit of a flex. But the first step is that we're going to be releasing the disc on the left side, projecting it on the left side so it can move to the right. So we need to start our run up back here like we would be throwing an Anhyzer type shot. Right side of the tee pad, moving to the front left corner of the tee pad. So when we're directing that disc, it's heading in that direction, okay? The next step to this is to understand the nose angle at this release in order to get the flight that we're looking for. In this shot, we're looking for the disc to start on the left side of the fairway, take a nose tilt, and move to the right side of the fairway, and then start fighting that turn, eventually getting stable. In order for that disc to turn to the right, the nose has to have the chance to go down. And since we're throwing a slightly overstable disc, like an Explorer or a Felon, a Ballista Pro, a Pine, we're gonna have to give it a little help to get that nose angle to tip. I'm always gonna start a shot like this with the nose more of like a downward type shot. So my normal everyday hyzer flip, hyzer stand-up shot, the nose is slightly up, you can see here. So when the disc stands up, it stands up to flat. But when I'm throwing this forced flex or forced turnover shot, you can see that all of a sudden my nose is more on a downward angle. So when it comes out of my hand, it pushes the nose down and it's forcing that turnover, the forced turnover. And I'm not yanking over on it to force that shot. I'm presetting the nose so when it comes out of the hand, it dips by itself. The speed of the disc and the elevation that I put the nose on causes it to start to turn by itself. And then the stability of the disc, the speed of the disc is going to be what happens to cause it to fight out of that turn and then eventually finish. Okay, now that we understand that, we got to set that nose angle when we're aiming. So I've got my nose angle set. I'm coming back down the tee pad. I'm lining up. I'm getting ready to throw my shot. It's still set. Now that we've got that nose angle set with our hand, when we move down the tee pad, we're going to direct it. You see how my pull through all of a sudden comes through more on like a flat, almost over the top type pull through? It's because I've set that nose angle so. That's like my natural finish for my hand to come through. Since I've set the nose angle like this, my follow through is going to come through matching the back of my hand like so. So if I were to be throwing a big hyzer shot, you see how the back of my hand is pointed to the sky? It'll finish upward, and hence the disc, the follow through will be upward. And so on this shot, since we're setting the shot to move from the left to the right on a sweeping angle, you see how my hand is set like that? That's going to cause my follow through to come through like that, and that's going to cause the disc to fly and match that angle. Okay, let's put that all together. I'm gonna take my slightly overstable, my beat-in Felon. I'm gonna set that nose angle to give it an opportunity to turn and ride. With the correct arm speed, it should fight out, start to try to fight out of that turn, and eventually finish. I've got a lot of room to the right side of this fairway, and if I execute this shot correctly, the disc has plenty of room to fight out, fly, and get back to the basket. Let's try to execute this shot.
Okay, here you're going to see me tossing a couple VIP pines. The VIP pine is a stable to overstable, more overstable than straight mid-range, and it's a perfect disc for this type of shot shape. You can see it here that on the Anhyzer release, it takes the turn, but it fights the turn the whole way trying to get flat. Great mid-range for this shot shape. In these next couple videos, you're going to see me throw in a medium shield, another great disc that can take this turn and will hold the turn, fight the turn the whole way, making for a really nice smooth turnover. See this pink one? Fights it nicely and has a really nice soft flat landing near the basket. Really good disc for that shot. And here you're going to see a couple gold line Ballista Pros on that Anhyzer release. This one's a little bit more beat up, has a nice flat landing on the Anhyzer release. You still saw the stability there. And this one's basically brand new. And you'll see it takes the turn really well. And then you see the stability kick in, that glide kick in, and has a nice finish towards the basket.
Okay, hopefully those tips helped you out. Just a quick recap on the fine points of that. Remember that we're going to be directing ourselves down the tee pad like we're throwing an Anhyzer shot, moving from the background of the tee pad to the front left, so we can direct that disc down the left side of the fairway, giving it a chance to work from the left to the right. Remember to focus on our nose angle. We don't want a nose angle that's up because the disc won't have a chance to turn at all. We want to set that angle with it a little bit of a nose tilt down, flat, close to an Annie, giving the disc a chance to turn on its own when you give it some spin. And then remember that whenever by doing that, you're setting yourself up for a nice smooth follow through that complements the flight of the disc that you're looking for. Remember in disc selection, we're looking for discs that are slightly overstable. They're workable, yet they still have trustworthy fade at the end. Disc I'm referencing putter-wise would be like a medium shield from Westside Disc. A mid-range would be like a pine from Westside Disc. Moving up in speed, disc that I choose often for a shot shape like this would be an Opto Explorer or maybe a seasoned Fusion Felon. It's really workable disc and still has some stability to it. And then finally, the Ballista Pro. This is my go-to when it comes to all shot shapes, when it comes to the high-speed driver. Hyzers or that flex shot alike, it's really good. And if you're looking for a little bit of stability in that putter shot, always pick up a Tournament Plastic Harp. Really good. Nice flexy lines with this disc, and you can really rely on that stability there. So again, hopefully those tips helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on all the social media channels. Thanks a lot, guys.
Swirl.